In the post-Citizens United era, big money is coming to a small town near you. Just ask the residents of Iron County, Wisconsin.
Iron County is a vast and diverse place in northern Wisconsin, bordering Lake Superior and the Upper Peninsula of Michigan. Many roads and highways will take you here, and once you're here, you'll know it was worth the trip.
Iron County, Wisconsin, home to around 6,000 people. On Tuesday, it will hold its county board elections, which is typically a quiet affair. One veteran county clerk said he couldn't remember the last time Iron County had even one contested race for county board supervisor. Well, this year is different. 10 out of 15 board members face challengers, and there is one big proposal to be voted on by the county board. A proposal to construct an open-pit iron mine. This proposal has divided the community. One observer described it like the Civil War with brother fighting brother. As you can imagine, there's a lot of iron in Iron County.
I've got my favorite refrigerator magnet here. And you can see how much iron is in this rock. Got to be at least 70%.
Things got really interesting when about 1,000 Iron County households got this in the mail. This flyer, sent out last week, warns of radical environmentalists who want the mines shut down no matter what. The last working mine in Iron County closed in the 1960s. But the flyer sent out urged residents to call up 7 anti-mining radicals, at least one of whom actually supports the mine. So who sent these flyers, which warn of wealthy environmental groups from outside Wisconsin? Americans for Prosperity sent the flyers, a group funded in part by the Koch brothers, the two billionaire industrialists who, to be clear, live outside of Wisconsin. But Americans for Prosperity say they are just trying to educate folks in Iron County about the issues with these flyers, the issue being iron mining, a resource extraction business. The Koch brothers are, of course, in the resource extraction business. A spokesperson from Koch Industries told us neither Koch Industries nor any Koch company has an interest in or involvement with this mining project. But this isn't the only small community where the Koch-funded Americans for Prosperity is working to influence an election. Right now, they're getting involved in a school board election in Kenosha, Wisconsin. In the past, they've spent hundreds of thousands of dollars on a school board election in Colorado. They've also gotten involved in a mayoral race in Iowa, property tax fights in Kansas, Ohio, and Texas. The events unfolding in Iron County, Wisconsin are just the latest indication that big money conservative groups, bankrolled in part by the Koch brothers, could be coming to a town near you. Joining me now, Ruth Conniff, editor of the Progressive magazine. Ruth, when I saw this story, I could not believe it. How did this even end up on the radar screen of Americans for Prosperity that they knew to go into this town of 6,000 people and start throwing elbows in the local county board election?
It's really amazing to think that these outside billionaires, these folks from out of state, are coming in such a big way in such tiny little local races. And the people in Iron County have been under tremendous pressure because, of course, there's a $1.5 billion project at stake here, and the local county board has some concerns. They have some concerns that this mine might poison their drinking water, and they have to make a zoning decision. And so what the Koch brothers are doing is they're saying, look, this is not going to be up to local people. We're going to come in big. We're going to go into races that have never even been contested before. We're going to spend the kind of money these folks have never seen in these races, and we're going to buy this county board. Yeah, I mean, I will admit that I'm not the world's foremost expert on the electoral history of Iron County, Wisconsin. I would hazard the guess that flyers like that are not the rule, and that's probably the most professional bit of direct mail, bulk mail campaign flyer that has ever been in a county board election in Iron County, Wisconsin. And, you know, as you point out, it left a lot of people in Iron County scratching their heads because these are folks like the president of the Chamber of Commerce in the town of Mercer, who used to be a supporter of the mine, supported actually the state legislation that was incredibly controversial in the state capitol in Madison to weaken environmental regulations to speed up the process to get it approved. But then later, further down the road, became concerned because the mine wouldn't acknowledge the asbestos and wouldn't acknowledge that this sensitive watershed, which provides drinking water to local people, could be poisonous poisoned by the mine. He was worried about that. So this, he's the head of the Chamber of Commerce. This is not an environmental radical. Another guy, firefighter, Carl Kroll, actually stood with Governor Scott Walker to support the mine, was given a pen from the bill signing okaying this mine and pushing it through. He was a target.
Wait,
so
they're going after him now?
Yes. They're going after not only mine supporters, they're going after mine supporters, plain and simple, and they're going after folks who are a little doubtful because they're worried about their drinking water, but generally are very pro-business, small-town folks.
There's an amazing kind of 1-2 punch that happened here, right? For this whole mine, to this project to move further, you just mentioned Scott Walker signed a very controversial piece of legislation. Legislation will dramatically reshape Wisconsin's mining regulations, I'm reading from a local news report, to ease the permitting process for the open pit mine that they want to dig just south of Lake Superior. So this has been the kind of, I don't want to say the fix is in, but Scott Walker got this bill through. Basically, is my understanding correct, the legislation was basically targeted to make this mining project a possibility?
Yes, and not only that, Chris, but the governor acknowledged it in a press call, which was really stunning. To a group of reporters, he said, look, I know there's alternative legislation that was negotiated on a bipartisan basis by Republicans and Democrats in the state legislature to say, look, let's not roll over open meetings. Let's not roll over local control. Let's try to work something out with the local folks. And the governor's response to that was, you know what? I talked to the mine owner, Chris Klein, and he's not going to go for that. He said he pretty much needs the deal that we talked about before. He acknowledges the mine owner wrote the bill, and that was the deal that we had to take.
This is the amazing thing about democracy. If you're listening, folks in Iron County, you hold the power. Voters of Iron County, there's a lot of very powerful people who want you to do something, but you have the power. Ruth Conniff from The Progressive, thank you.